Everybody, this is WildStorm Comic Reviews here with a review on Grifter Issue 2 from his very first solo series. Now this series stars the character Grifter, also known as Cole Cash, and it's basically this issue picks up from issue 1, which I also did a review on. So yeah, I just want to give you guys a little glimpse of the cover here. Get the shots here, people shooting at the wall. Get the blood splatter. Get his guns. And so yeah, let's begin. So the issue starts off, and it kind of picks up after the events of issue 1. Now, a side note, the story in Grifter issue 1 actually continues in a comic book series called Deathblow. Specifically Deathblow issue 16. So yeah, I'm not really going to review that issue, just because I'm not really a Deathblow fan. I'm really only covering the issues in the Grifter solo series. But yeah, but yeah, the story in Grifter issue 1 picks up at the end of this issue. So yeah. So we start off, and the superheroes are just kind of saving the day. We start up once they're cleaning up the mess, basically. Cleaning up the mess of their battle. We got the Webworks here. It's pretty cool. And it basically starts off, and Dane, the leader of the Works, is like, hey Cole, why don't you join our team? We think you'd make a really good member. Why don't you team up with us and we could go, save the day or something? And Cole's like, nah man, thanks for the offer, but I'm more of a lone wolf. I'm more of a solo act, basically. I'm more like to do stuff on my own. We see this cool scene of him lighting a cigarette, and he's like, I'm good. But then Dane's like, well, why don't you take this? Because if you're the man I've known since our Team 7 days, you're going to need some of this cash. So he gives him the cash, and Cole goes on his way, and he says, thanks, man. Check you later. And one little cool Easter egg that I would love to point out is that, my last review, I talked a little bit about Team 7, the team that Cole or Grifter used to be a part of. And it's cool because Cole and Dane up here, leader of the Webworks, actually know each other from that team, so it's pretty cool little Easter egg. I just thought I'd point out. And there are the Wetworks, if I didn't say that clearly. Yeah, he's just walking off on his merry way. And it's cool because we get this cool little scene of Cole going into a town. He's in Nicaragua right now. That's where him and the heroes are. And he goes to this town. It's funny. There's this funny little scene where he's trying to speak Spanish to this guy. To know where he is, and he sucks at speaking Spanish. And this guy's like, "What are you doing, man? What's up with you?" You just see that face on him, like, "What's wrong with you, man?" But anyways, we get to the scene where Cole spots this guy who was apparently part of the secret police force of Nicaragua. And so yeah, Cole spots him, and he's wondering, what is this guy doing? Is he like tailing me or following me around? Like, what's up? Cole's like, hey, what are you doing? And the guy goes, converge. And we get this awesome scene of these robot guys about ready to take Cole out. And it's cool. I love these 90s designs, guys. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I love these like cool armored 90s designs. It's pretty awesome, pretty cool. And then we get a cool little picture of his mask here, pulling it down here. He's got the gun here, ready to take him out. Just another cool little look here. So Cole actually sees the armored suits, and he's like, okay, well, hey, these armored suits that they're wearing seem like a brand that I've seen before, but they seem like more cheap knockoffs. So he decides to take out his guns, and he decides to test how legit or how much of a knockoff the suits are. And it works because the bullets actually penetrate the suit and takes this guy out. And so we get into this cool action montage of just Cole taking these guys out, or Grifter, Cole, same person. Grifter, there's this cool scene where he's running and gunning, and he takes these two guys out. And he's taking them out, runs behind a truck, unloads more bullets on him. And yeah, it's a cool scene, and I want to really give special recognition to this scene right here. Sorry about my finger. I want to give recognition to this scene right here where Cole actually shoots one of their jetpacks, and takes out this guy and explodes this guy. This guy explodes because he took out the jetpack. But the cool thing is that this guy right here actually gets lit on fire. And the cool thing is, while he's getting light on fire, Cole actually steps in to like help the guy out. He goes drop and roll. It's one of the things where I discussed in my last issue where Cole or Grifter has this good sense of morality about him that I like. And he actually goes out of his way to save this guy who is basically just shooting him down. And it's just a really cool scene. Puts the jacket on him. And I discussed this in my last issue, or my last review, of why one of the reasons why I really liked this character was because of his morality. And yeah, I think it's a really cool character trait he has. You know, he's actually saving his enemies. It's a cool scene right here. I just wanted to put a few minutes on this scene. It's a cool scene. So yeah, we keep going. And Grifter's like, yeah, okay, so I saved your life, but that didn't mean I'll still take you out if you try anything funny. So there's a guy that comes up behind him. He has a gun pointed to his back. He shoots him. And he gets shot in the back. And Grifter drops his guns. They're being shot in the back. The guy picks him up. Find out that this is a guy named Neo. And no, it's not Neo from the Matrix. You know, this is the new Neo. You know, I think this is before the Matrix was made. But yeah, this is Neo. And it's funny because the cop, this is the guy who's leading the armored cops, by the way, are the armored people. The armored people were cops. They were a part of that police force. So yeah, but anyways, one of the cops goes, "Hey Neo, what's up? One of our guys died because of your duplicate weapons, because of your duplicate armor and your duplicate weapons." So we find out that this guy is actually making knockoff weapons, like rip-off weapons. Kind of like if you compare him to the guys who make you got people who make action figures, and you got people who make the rip-offs, or like people who make toys and then make the cheap knockoff toys. It's kind of what this guy's doing. He's just making cheap knockoff weapons and armor that already exists. He's duplicating his own armor off of armor that's already made. You know, he basically just makes cheap knockoffs. Sorry, I kind of went into that a little too much. But yeah, so he's a guy who makes cheap knockoff weapons and armor. You know, Neo right here. And then this one guy comes up to him, the cop, and he goes, "Okay, hey, so I found Grifter for you, so why don't you pay up, you know?" And so the guy's, and this funny scene where the guy's like, "You know, I could, pay you the money, but, you're missing an arm there, buddy, so why don't I just, get you a prosthetic arm? I could make one up and I could sell it to you for cheap," because, like I said, that's what he does. He he duplicates armor and weapons that are already made, and, makes cheap knockoffs and sells them at a discount price, just like he would with toys or anything else in real life. So, but he's like, "Nah, just pay me, man." It's like, okay. So Neo does. And Neo's like, "Okay, well, I got what I came for. I got his VAD weapons because he wants to make, like, cheap knockoff VADs so we can sell them at a discount price. It's like, I got what I came for. I wanted his VAD weapons. VAD PP30s. So yeah, we see Grifter here, and he's like, "Okay, I don't care what you do with Grifter, I don't care, do whatever you want with them." It's funny because Grifter's just laying here listening to the whole thing, and Neo's like, "I'm just gonna head back to Taiwan and all that because I got a flight to catch," and Grifter's like, "Alright, well, I know where I need to get my guns," because he's just laying there listening to the whole thing. So he just decides to catch a flight. And it's just, he's catching an airplane flight. It's pretty cool. He's going through this dude's luggage. It's kind of a funny scene because Neo, the guy right here, he's trying to hit up the stewardess. And while he's trying to hit up the stewardess, Cole, like, uses that moment to go through the bag, to go through his luggage. It's a pretty cool scene. He's taking a nap here. Yeah, basically what Grifter's trying to do, he's basically trying to get his guns back. So, he's trying to get his guns back from Neo because, obviously, without his VADs, I mean, like, you can't just take away a man's VADs or his guns, It's like a part of him, And it's like he also didn't have anything else to do. Like he said, he decided not to join the web work, so whatever. So he's in Taiwan. no, not Taiwan. He's in Taiwan, I believe, or hold on, let's see. Taipei. He's in Taiwan, but he's in Taipei, city called Taipei. Yeah, so he's in there. He's there, and it's cool because it does a callback to the first issue. If any of y'all saw my first review, where he got the wound in his side, it's still hurting him actually. Like it's still bugging him, and it's still causing him aggression. So this is a little callback to the first one. The wound in his side that he got when the phone booth exploded. When the alien shut the phone booth and it exploded, and the wound he got in his side. That's the callback. So to the first issue. So yeah, he goes to find help. Calls on an old lady friend of his to help him out. Chick right here. So then he faints because it's still so bad. And so he wakes up and he's unconscious. And the lady is just kind of tending to his wounds, kind of fixing him up. And she's like, you could go out and save the day, but why don't you just stay here with me and we just get together and stuff. So they do. But then once they're done, meeting up and doing all the other stuff, he finds out that she actually has a husband. He's like, yeah, it's probably best I don't, be a part of this, and she's already kind of dating somebody. And one thing I guess I should have, if I hadn't made clear already, one thing I should have said is that they're old lovers basically, so they used to hang out and stuff back in his Team 7 days. So yeah, and he finds out that she has a husband, so he's like, I don't want to get too involved in that, so he leaves after they, meet up, essentially. That's how I'm going to put it. So yeah, we keep going. And Cole goes to Neo Industries. He's checking it out, doing a little reconnaissance, seeing how fortified it is. And it's funny because he actually runs into Neo himself, runs right into him. But Neo didn't recognize him. He doesn't recognize him at all, so Cole just keeps walking by. But it's funny because he actually nabs his jacket right off, and you can see his hand right here. And he gets his jacket back, because earlier he didn't have it, but he just got it back now because he nabbed it from... But here's where it gets funny, you guys. So he goes to the tea house, to keep a lookout. And who does he run into? He runs into his girl's husband, the girl he was chatting it up with. His old lover, I guess. And also, by the way, his lover was named Yim. So yeah, he runs into Yim's husband, and it makes this really kind of awkward situation. And I kind of like this, because it's kind of like payback for, getting it on, with her earlier. So I'm just going to say that. So yeah, we get this funny conversation between her husband and him. It's just so awkward. It's not that awkward, really. It's kind of funny. And he's basically like, if you ever set foot near my wife again, I will kill you. Like any sane person would. And so Cole's like, okay, well, your wife never paid me back for this one thing I did, so if you pay me $200 now, I'll leave you alone forever. Which is funny. He's actually just making all this up just to get cash, so it's kind of funny. So yeah, he's kind of moral, but not overall moral. He's not overall moral like Spider-Man is. But yeah, he makes up the cash things like, if you pay me $200, I'll leave you and your wife alone. The guy's like, we got a deal, so here you go. Just if you set foot near my wife again or Yim again, I will kill you. So he ends up getting paid. But he also finds out that you see closely in the background that this guy works for Neo, or Neo kind of walks out of his building, which gives Grifter a good opening in order to get into Neo Industries. So yeah, not only does he get paid, but he gets a good way into Neo Industries. He kind of makes a joke about that, how he gets all the luck, He gets paid. Not only does he get paid, but Neo leaves him a sloppy entrance open into the building so he can get his guns back. So yeah, he gets it good. His way into the building, he's just kind of scoping the place out. He finds this gun on the table, picks it up, and he's kind of making it into the warehouse. And we get this really, really cool shot of him busting out of the door, aiming the gun, ready to take a shot. It's a really cool wide shot here. I really like it. And so yeah, he's just kind of scoping the place out, and he's basically saying what I've already told you guys earlier. So that he finds out that this guy Neo is basically, taking armor and weapons that are already created and duplicating them, and basically making his own cheap knockoffs. Basically, it's a pretty cool scene. And then Grifter's kind of looking around, and he decides to hears another noise and takes another shot. It's a pretty funny scene, and he takes a shot, and the arrow like gets in the way. And apparently, it was a cat just making a noise the entire time. It's a pretty cool scene. Page here. And so yeah, but the good news is that he finally finds his VADs, his guns. He's pretty excited about it. He's pretty stoked. So, but then he hears another noise again, and this time it's not a cat. So he runs behind the boxes. And another cool thing is important to the series later is that he also finds a nuclear warhead. Right here, you see this shot of him and the nuclear warhead, and then the nuclear warhead right here. Then he starts to duck behind cover. Guys are looking around trying to find him. He's getting ready for another fight. And so then they hear another noise, and the guys are like, okay, let's search, let's find him. Let's find out who made that noise. And then Grifter finds the cat, picks him up, and actually finds a use for him, and he throws him out in front of the crate, and it distracts Neo and the guys long enough, and he's like, well, what's that? Oh, it's just the cat. So yeah, guys, just, yep. And basically, yeah, so basically the guy's saying, okay, our client is going to be here soon. The nuclear warhead trigger I was telling you guys about earlier, the guy kind of wants the trigger because he wants to detonate like this nuclear warhead and kind of take out, I think, some of his enemies or something. And his client shows up unexpectedly, a guy called Diabolic. Yep. That in the most 90s name you've ever heard. Yeah. Diabolic. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We get this. And Diabolic, he looks really awesome. I like this cool armor set he has here. Very 90s looking design. Very cool. He's basically like, yeah, you will give me the trigger. You will give me the trigger that I'll need to finish my plan. So I can get revenge. Basically, Diabolic, his story is that he basically wants revenge on his, I think that's basically what he wants. He wants revenge on his creator for making him like this. There's this guy named Dr. Koro who made him basically immortal. He gave, Dr. Koro gave Diabolic basically immortality. So he can basically just live forever. It's pretty cool scene. He's basically like, you will give me this trigger so I can like have revenge on my enemy, Dr. Koro, for making me like this. And Neo, the guy right here, is basically like, I can't give you the trigger because I haven't duplicated it yet. Because, like I said, he makes cheap knockoffs, and apparently that takes time to do. So he hadn't made it yet. So they're just kind of having this back and forth conversation. So yeah, well, that's happening. Grifter gets his gun loaded, ready for a fight. And yeah, he just goes out. They find out where he is because he makes the klaxon with his gun. He loads his gun, so they find out where he is. And yeah, he just goes out, guns blazing. It's a really cool scene. Tries to take him out. We get into another really cool action sequence. Diabolic's like, I don't know what you're doing here, man. I don't really know you, but, you're kind of disturbing our conversation, so I'm just going to have to take you down. And Neo's obviously not happy about it either, so he sends one of his goons to try and take him out. Thankfully, his goons have the accuracy of a stormtrooper because they miss Grifters pretty much, and even Grifter even makes a joke about their shooting lessons like in the last issue. Tries to take him out. Grifter pulls out his gun, fires a shot up onto this. Here, I'll get a better close-up here. So he's getting a shot here. Pulls out his gun. Takes a shot at the crate here. And the crate falls on this guy. It's a pretty cool scene. So the Diabolic's like, okay, I'm just going to finish this guy right now. But the Neo's like, hey, man, don't use your weapons or your armaments, they're gonna like, don't use them while he's standing right next to these fuel tanks right here. These fuel tanks. But Diabolic does it anyways. And I'm not really sure what his powers are. I forgot. It's been a while since I've read this series. He like uses this kind of smokish power, and it ends up like, I'm trying to get a good shot here for you guys. It ends up blowing the building, making this really big explosion. Sorry for the glare. I know it's a... But yeah, you get the idea. It's just the building explodes. And then we get this cool ending shot where Grifter's mask actually falls into this guy's tea right here. See the tea that they're drinking? And it falls into this this cup, so yeah. And that was Grifter, issue 2. By Image Comics and WildStorm Productions. There's 2 logos right here. And also I wanted to show you guys this other pinup like I did in the last review. This is Grifter, and this is another pinup by Tom McWeeny. Weenie. Okay, so let's get this here, and I'm going to try to do a better shot of it. Let's get this right here. Check this out, guys. Look at this money shot right here. Look at this. I'm going to try to get a good shot of this. He's got the guy. He's got him gunned down. It's a pretty cool scene. Pretty cool picture. I got the bullet holes. Got Grifter on his gun. And you got the guy down here with the bullets in his head. It's really, really cool. Got the artist, McWeeny. And you got the bullet holes right here. And, yeah, it's just a really cool... I like how they do these pinups. These are really cool. And it'd be awesome if more modern comics actually did these cool art pinups. But modern comic book art, at least in my opinion, just isn't as good as what they did in the classic days. 80s, 90s, stuff like that. Mainly 90s. But yeah, so that's the pinup. Yeah, that was Grifter Issue 2. This was written by... Hold on just a second. I want to give credit where credit's due. Story was by Stephen T. Siegel. Pencils Stephen T. Siegel. Pencils by Ryan Benjamin. Inks by Tom McWeeny. Letters by Bill Oakley. Color Wendy Fouts. Computer coloring and production WildStorm Effects. So yep. There's if you want to view that, be the people who did the work for it. Yeah, that was Grifter Issue 2, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good follow-up to the first issue. I actually liked it in some ways better because I like the plot where it's the basic story just revolves around Grifter going after his pistols. Basically, this guy like stealing his weapons and like Grifter having to go after him. Going after him, and I like the fact that the villain's actually a guy who just makes these cheap knockoff brand weapons, I just thought that was kind of funny. I thought it was kind of cool. Again, I like the scene where Grifter's trying to like save the guy, the bad guy, from getting lit on fire. He's giving him his jacket to save him and everything. So yeah, I thought this was a good issue. It was a good follow-up issue, and yeah, the story will be continued in Grifter Issue 3. This has been WildStorm Comic Reviews. Check you guys later.